Let's take one of these out. EBR 1190RX. Finally get a chance to rub one. The torque monster.
Like I said, the traction's off because with the traction off you get the full power.
Full power? Excellent. Alright, let's do this. EBR RX 1190. That's what I'm riding, essentially. One of these. Whoa. Alright. I'm really excited to ride one of these, man. Heard they're quite a monster. Quite a torque machine. So it should be good to compare it to the, what have I ridden? What's a good comparison? I think everyone's kind of comparing it to a Panigale, which is a bike I've ridden. It was some time ago, but I can remember what it was like. That clutch is a monster as well, man. That'll put some muscles in your left hand. For a twin, it's quite smooth. Thought it'd be a little bit more rough than this. The Panigale was quite smooth as well. It wasn't too bad. So I got to give it that. Ducati have really upped their game with the smoothness of their twins. I do like the dash on it. The one thing is I sit I feel like I'm sitting really far forward, and I'm looking at the dash through the windscreen. Which is fine, I can see it through the windscreen because the windscreen's clear, but I just feel like I need to be freaking chin down on it to get the, I guess that's the idea, isn't it? It's the way you should be. Alright, now, things I really wanted to test on this bike were the torque. So I'm meant to have big torque numbers. And the front brake on it, which is a bit of it's a strange one. It's a single rotor that goes all the way around the edge. I'll film it, we'll tack it in here, because it's a weird looking front brake on it, but it's meant to be good. Let's try it out, actually. Whoa, yeah. It does work pretty nicely. I don't think this bike's got any kind of rider aids on it. Right now it's got the traction control off, there's no power modes, and I don't think there's ABS, so I think I'm getting a full experience, I think. First impressions, it's quite a tame bike, actually. I think coming off a BMW S1000RR, most bikes are quite tame. You know, nothing's going to jump out of your hands or anything. Alright, let's open her up. Nice. Alright. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Hello. Alright. How does this shit compare to the BMW S1000RR? Well, I could say it's actually probably a little bit more road friendly because of the torque on it. Like, you don't really need to care about what gear you're in. Like, I can be in, what am I in now? 5th, 6th? A little bit more torque where it can just freaking pull you along. Very tall gear though. I'm sitting at 6th gear doing 100. I'm turning less than 4,000 RPM. Christ, what do they freaking gear this thing for? Autobahn? That's insane. It's like the engine's falling asleep on the freeway. Snap down 3 more cogs. 4 cogs. Even in 2nd gear at 100, I'm only doing 6,000. I think my Ninja 250 was at about 8,000 at 100. Alright, let's see what it's like. Low revs. Oh, I found a Ugh. That's low revs in 4th gear. Trundling down. Ooh. No. That's one thing twins can't do, is they can't trundle along in a low RPM. They rattle or they die. This wasn't too bad. Old Ducatis, oh, they were horrible for that. If you were in like 4th gear and you came down to about 30 k's an hour, ugh, comes a freaking fucking Bronco. I really like the screen on it though. That's what, I'm guessing that's what all bikes will be soon. They'll just be screens and completely changeable and stuff. This one, it isn't as quality as the Panigale screen. Like, I can actually see the pixels on it and stuff, and it looks a little cheaper than the Panigale, but, well, it is cheaper than the Panigale, so. Never actually been a fan of Buell, like well, not really a fan, but it's never something I've really considered looking at as a Buell, but this bike is, to be honest, I can't really fault it right now. I mean, the clutch is heavy. It's very tall geared. Like, you're not going to really need more than first. Even first will pick up the wheel pretty easily. Let's see how she turns here. Very nimble. Feels really light. It does feel like a, you know what it feels like? It feels like a Daytona. Very little engine braking, which is strange. Getting almost no engine braking on it. Maybe because that's how tall geared it is or something, but I don't know, it's just its second coming that corner. I felt like I was in neutral. No engine braking whatsoever. Let's give it a reasonable handful on the front brake. Whoa. Freaking hell, man. I don't understand how that front brake works, but it does. They weren't lying. It's got quite a turn in on it. It feels like a Daytona freaking Daytona 675, except a lot more power. But yeah, that's the front brake on it. So it's got some weird like cooling ducts and then just one big rotor that goes around the outside and a bunch of pistons. It's getting warm, the bike. It's not a really hot day or anything. It's about 20 degrees C, but it is warming up, reminding me of the Panigale again. That thing got pretty warm as well. But yeah, it feels like a 600, man. But again, Panigale feels very light as well, light and compact. So it's again quite comparable. I think it's just an American Panigale, pretty much. W though.
What do you think, mate, of the RX?
I'm liking it, yeah. It's surprisingly light and nimble. It's actually.
It's very much similar. I don't know if you've ever ridden a 675.
I was just saying that. It feels like a 675. Really.
Just with a lot more.
A lot more grunt. That's it. Yeah.
A lot faster.
Yeah. See, I wasn't lying. It does feel like a 675, but a big 675. A lot of people ask me, when I lend people my BMW, they get a bit like, if they haven't ridden an S1000RR before, they get a bit worried, or they get a bit, you know, a bit scared to get on it, because, you know, you hear all the stories about S1000RR, oh, it's a freaking monster, it's got so much power and stuff. But no, it's so calm, it's so linear, the power, that unless you actually throw a handful at it, it's quite a refined and smooth bike. Whereas something like this, or something like an Aprilia Tiona or something that's a lot more freaking ham-fisted, tuned more for low-end to mid-range power, that's something that's going to scare the crap out of you. See, I'm a little bit fearful getting back on the gas, especially with the track off. want to kick out the rear on a test bike. So I'll save it for the straights. Right, doesn't mind picking up the frickin' front wheel. BMW won't pick up the front wheel until you're unless you're in slick mode and giving it a big jog. It won't pick it up as smoothly as this. Alright, let's see how she goes up to 100. Let's go for 100. That was over quickly. God, this thing cruises on the freeway at second, man. It's geared so tall, that's crazy. Third gear feels perfect on the freeway. Back down at first. I think because it's so much torque down low, you're probably going to short shift it quite a lot. Fizzles out when you get up close to red line, whereas the BMW, that's when it's in its freaking peak, when it's right up there. So again, as I said before, this would make an alright road bike, is because it's so torquey, it's so mid-range. The power's so mid-range focused in comparison to like a 4-cylinder or something where the power's all up top. Having that torque to just zip around cars and stuff and not having to go up down gears, it does help a lot on the road. Well, I don't say it helps because it's not really necessary. It's not hard to flick a gear or anything, but it just makes your life easier and stuff. That's why these road bikes that are coming out, like the S1000R, are tuned more for mid-range and stuff, because it's just easier to get around on the road like that. It's not like you're on a track where you can be up in the high rev range all the time. The ergonomics make it quite nice for road riding as well. It's a comfortable bike. It's got a I'm feeling the seat. It's actually quite a thin seat, but it's not too hard. I guess I'd have to probably do a few hours to really get a feel for the seat. It does have a really nice pillion passenger seat. It's huge. My girlfriend doesn't really like the BMW because it's so freaking small. Alright, let's try out something. Yeah, not much engine braking. So I think for me, I'd still probably choose a European, mainly for the freaking cosmetics. I know it's a terrible thing to say, buying a bike for its looks, but well, that's it, man. That's the EBR 1190RX. Surprising bike. I didn't think I'd enjoy it this much. There it is, boys. There's two of them for you. EBR 1190RX. There's that crazy front brake. Got some cool fans here. The bike does get warm, so you'll probably be needing them. Oh, these pegs on it, man. Some serious freaking pegs. Even the pillion's got serious pegs. Surprising bike. Again, cosmetics would be probably the only thing that would stop me from buying one. Otherwise, if it was a bit cheaper, if it was cheaper as well in Australia, maybe in America. let's just add this in for a laugh, eh? Check out this bike. This is a bi-motor that's running BMW 1000RR running gear, so engine and gearbox and all the good bits from a BMW, and then tax on all the freaking expensive bits from Olin's and all the other big names. So that would be a freaking monster, wouldn't it? BMW make a great engine, but Olin's and other companies make better everything else. So I had 70 grand, probably still get a Superleggera.